Illinois, USA, January 27, 2024. Where ice jams trigger flooding in Illinois town as other Midwest states face similar risks.
Here's the same spot I was at a little bit ago. I did the video of the ice.
More than a dozen residents in Wilmington, Illinois, were evacuated from their homes after the Kankakee River experienced a surge in water levels from ice jams on Friday. Officials reported a rise of 3 feet in river levels in an hour, and authorities in Will County say they are closely monitoring the situation, as the turbulent river waters and frozen obstacles have caused hazardous conditions. The National Weather Service in Chicago has issued a flash flood warning for southwestern Will County, calling for a continued elevated risk of flooding along the Kankakee River. The ice jam on the river is expected to completely break Friday, leading to an increased risk of flooding from Wilmington to Pallian Acres. The melting ice and runoff water will lead to unpredictable weather flow and a high probability of flooding in low-lying areas. These jams can form on rivers as ice breaks and get stuck downstream. When combined with faster river flow, they can cause backups and floods. Change in temperatures can also lead to flooding in yards, parks, and roads situated near the river. After spending several days locked in an Arctic chill with temperatures dropping as low as -8 degrees on Sunday, highs have warmed into the 40s on Thursday and Friday as the weather pattern reversed. Flash flooding was reported in downtown Wilmington on the North and South Island. A reverse 911 call was placed to residents advising them of rising water levels and the need to evacuate. Water rescue teams were deployed and all islands residents were evacuated. In total, authorities said 14 individuals were successfully evacuated to a temporary shelter. Flooding in downtown Wilmington is currently isolated to the North and South Island, the Will County Emergency Management Agency said.
West River Road is about to have the water go over the road.
Okay, here's the problem now. All this ice and all the trees and all...
However, ice remains solid on the Kankakee River and water levels are steadily increasing due to water runoff and melting ice. A local resident who owns a summer home along the river has noted significant change in the past week. The local resident said it came up crazy high, settled down, and now with things breaking up river and downriver still packed, I think we are in for some trouble yet. Ice jams were also flowing down to the Wabash River in Tippecanoe County, Indiana on Thursday. The National Weather Service has warned that ice jam flooding is still possible in waterways throughout the state. Several U.S. states are preparing for flood risk over the weekend as ice jams are expected. Due to heavy rain and ongoing ice jam, the National Weather Service has issued flood watches for 6 states. In Michigan, the combination of snowmelt and recent rainfall causes river to rise, leading to flooding west and north of Detroit.
To my car. It has a little decky on it, but frozen.
A school bus ventured into weather that was too high, forcing the members of the Detroit Fire Department into rescue mode. Residents should pay close attention to flood warnings over the next few days, as shifting ice can also cause damage to nearby properties. Will County officials say the ice jams had cleared the river, but water levels remain high. The city of Wilmington also issued a citywide boil order out of an abundance of caution. Will County officials announced the closure of a section of Route 53, which bisects the island amid the flooding. The city announced the major roadways was open to traffic, but it could close again depending on the river conditions. But downstream, the damage was already done in Avalanche, a subdivision northwest of downtown Wilmington. Homes and cars there were flooded and streets were still coated in thick ice.
First time I have ever
One
seen
of the
this
residents who evacuated called the situation devastating. Residents said they was on my way home from work at about 10:50. The river was starting to come up a bit. They decided to come back outside to look, and now it's just flooded. About 12 miles of ice jam up the river, one of the largest ever seen on the Kankakee River. As it melts, it not only causes flooding along the river, but the remaining chunks of ice could damage buildings and other structures along the river as they began flowing downstream. A 24 shelter was made available for residents who self-evacuated their homes due to the flooding at First Christian Church in Morris. The Red Cross was operating the shelter. Doors at the shelter lock at 10 p.m., but access will be permitted at all times. Those in need are asked to knock or call emergency number. This also for evening admission and if they are arriving with a large group. Another resident said, "This is an island behind us. This island isn't typically underwater," he said as he pointed out a submerged island in the river. Thinking about everybody that's in the lower elevation of the river down the stream that live there. Businesses can recoup, but people with homes, it's pretty tough.
All these poor houses. We look at
And catching